You want to be a prisoner?
Yeah. Come on, let me go.
Yes. Oh, he's at it again.
Welcome back, friends and fans, to another edition of GalaxyCon Live, where we are bringing the convention experience directly to you. And today, we are going back to Cheyenne Mountain with three amazing guests from Stargate SG-1. And without further ado, let's head down to the embarkation room and see who we find. Our first guest is an actor whose roles include Party of Five, Arrow, Doctor Who, and of course, Farscape. Today, though, he joins us to discuss the role of pilot and Lieutenant Colonel Cameron Mitchell. Please welcome, better known as Cam, please welcome Ben Browder.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, boss, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, Patty. I'm doing okay, man. You better get the important people out here.
Absolutely. We will get there in a second. Real quick, I just want to say, first of all, I loved your turn as Batlash on Justice League Unlimited. I'm always a fan of that character from the old DC Western comics, and I thought you played it just right. So
Thank you.
Good job on that. And of course, hopefully I can have you back here someday with some of your Farscape castmates, and we could talk about that and how important that certainly was. But today we're here to talk about Stargate. And yes, let's bring out the rest of the crew. Next, he is an actor and director whose body of work includes Saving Hope, Smallville, and Altered Carbon. Today, he joins us to discuss the role of archaeologist Dr. Daniel Jackson. Please welcome Mr. Michael Shanks.
Oh my God, Michael!
Oh, no, stop it. No,
You had that. You had that old hand cranked silent movie era.
Yeah, you're doing some mime work later. My microphone goes.
Hi,
Ben.
Hey, Mike.
Michael, how are you?
I am well. I am warm. We are warm here in the Pacific Northwest right now, but I am well.
Oh, okay. Well, it's absolutely glad to have you here, and love your turn as Hawkman on Smallville.
Thank you.
Very much so. That's another one of my favorite characters. I just want to throw it out. You guys have both tread into the DC universe and done very well, and thank you so much for that as a DC fan. And now let's bring out our next guest. She is an actress and director whose body of work, both sides of the camera, includes Supernatural, Travelers, and Sanctuary. Today, she joins us to discuss the role of astrophysicist, engineer, and eventual general Samantha Carter. Please welcome Amanda Tapping.
Hello.
Hey. Trust me, they're cheering. They're on our audience. They're cheering. So, Amanda, welcome. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you. Hi, boys.
Hi, Amanda.
I did not know. This is bad, but I didn't know you got promoted to general. What? You're a general?
Yeah, I think in universe.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, eventually, yeah, you got kicked up to that. So sorry, spoilers.
They promoted you to general.
I was in command of the General Hammond. That was the name of my ship. That was pretty awesome.
But you were a general.
A general, really?
Yeah, eventually become a general.
Cool. I knew I was full board.
A brigadier general, but it's a general.
Brigadier, yeah. Okay. All right, yeah.
It's the next level up. So yeah, eventually that was where we last left off. So well, all three of you. First of all, Amanda, how are you in your corner of the world?
I'm great, thank you. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, directing a TV show, and yeah, I think Atlanta is actually not as hot right now as Vancouver. So that's weird.
Absolutely. Well, as again, being a little bit south of you to Orlando, I'll take that for as long as we can get it. So, Amanda, Ben, Michael, welcome to the GalaxyCon virtual stage. We're so glad to have you here today. Our team is going through the chat room right now to pull out the questions for us. In the meantime, first of all, let me just say thank you all for being a part of this series. It was a heck of a ride. It lasted a lot longer than I certainly, to my delight, expected it to. And it just kept going and going and going through permutations and the spinoffs and everything else. So just thank you all for being a part of it. You know, thank you for your performances and thank you for what you brought to the table on this. Really, it's myself and all the other Stargate fans out there. Thank you. So what I'd love to hear is, being a special effects show, and there's always a lot of challenges. And we'll leave it at that for each of you. What was the craziest day on the set?
Wow. Huh.
That you're willing to talk about in a public forum. I'll add that caveat.
Oh,
Wow.
mm,
I would say shooting in the Arctic was pretty crazy.
Ooh.
That was like unexpected awesomeness, pretty intense.
The day that we did our long walk and talk on the ice with the helicopter shot.
And our snow angels.
So they haul us out on the ice. Mike, you really should have been there.
You should
So
have.
you really should have been there. So Amanda and I have to do this long walk and talk, and the whole time we're there, it's like, look, don't go anywhere. There's polar bears. We're not sure. Be careful on the ice because the ice can open up and you can go into the ocean and it's negative 30 degrees, in the ocean. And so we chop her out and they drop Amanda and I off on the ice in the middle of nowhere. And they say, okay, so you're going to walk this way, right? And then the helicopter disappears. And Amanda and I are walking. Yeah. And Amanda and I are like standing there looking at each other. And we're like, the chopper's gone. We're in the ice in the middle of nowhere. And they go, okay, start walking. And instead of walking, Amanda and I drop and start doing snow angels. And the helicopter, we hear, and the radio's going, where are they? I don't see them. Where are they? Where are they? So we've been taken by bears, but we're there doing snow angels.
I was going to ask, Ben, because you guys, there was so much reverence paid to polar bear watch at every moment when you're going to the bathroom. So they just dropped you off in the middle of an ice floe.
Yeah, after like a week of saying you don't go anywhere without an armed escort, right?
Yeah, and they left us in the middle of and there was nobody close by because it was a huge, wide helicopter shot. So we were like, this seems a little weird.
They can't lay down tracks, right? Because they're like, well, has anybody walked this? They go, no, but it looks pretty good. You guys go ahead. It was great.
It was like nobody had ever walked there before, ever.
No one's walked there since because the ice moved 30 while we were there, the ice moved 30 kilometers.
Wow.
And when we were supposed to leave, do you remember, Ben, at the back end of our runway drifted away? Yeah.
Wow.
There's like, oh, we've lost a bit of the runway. It's like
it was the best time.
It was amazing.
What an
opportunity.
When we whack different stories about the show and I go, oh crap, I wasn't there for that one. I legitimately feel like I wish I was there. This is one of those times I don't.
I wish Judge had been there. I just wish Judge had been there. He would never have left the box.
Yeah, he never left the hooch.
Oh wow! So a walk in the Arctic with no polar bear escorts. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So Michael, what do you recall
about that? I was.
Well, no. Well, what about one of the craziest days you experienced?
The craziest day I ever experienced. That's so hard to say after 10 years of absolute chaos and I'm gonna say, well, the most fun. Well, I don't know. It was a toss up between when I got to drive the Jeep in the Curse with bouncing. Who bounced out of the back? Was that Ryan or who was the Tad that bounced out of the back
Ryan.
of the Jeep?
Yeah,
was it Ryan?
Carol and I. Yeah.
That was the best day, one of the best days I've ever had. This was an episode of The Curse, and they didn't have any kind of double or anything, so it was an open Jeep. So we were driving around the Richmond Sand Dunes before they got turned into whatever they are now. And they told me very specifically, it's like, when you go into the dunes, you got to gun it to get out of it. So, you got to drive the bag off this thing for all day. And that was the most fun I think I ever had. Called up my friends saying, you never guess what I'm doing today. Amanda and Daryl hanging on for dear life. I'm hanging on for dear life, and I'm driving the thing. Ryan Kosminka went bouncing out the back into the sand. That was a lot of fun. The other day was probably the F-15s. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
A little warm, a little clubby, but really cool. That was a very cool day.
We were so lucky. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Michael.
I was just gonna say Ben got to fly for reals with the was it the Blue Angels or
Thunderbird.
Thunderbirds. Okay.
Wow.
Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's the moment in life where you go, I have picked the wrong profession. Because when you come out of Nellis and they point it straight up, and you go 10,000 feet, and then they turn over upside down, and you're hanging in with just hanging there looking at Vegas below, and then 9G. No.
Wow.
Yeah,
doing that for real.
Yes. Yeah, that's what my son does for real now. He's but he's not flying F-15. He's flying the Raptor F-22.
Say, is he going to take a ride in the Raptor?
No. That's his job, bro. That's his job. I told the Air Force, you remember the Air Force would come up and they would check your your uniform, Amanda. They didn't care about Mike. Mike did whatever he wanted, he was civilian. But they come up and they go, hey, that's not right. And don't put your hands in your pockets. And I can't believe you put your hat on backwards. And and I go, well, Deloise told me to do that. So whatever. Okay. But at a certain point, after they gave me the ride into the Thunderbirds, I said, oh, man. I said, whatever you guys want, whatever the Air Force needs from me, you got it. I didn't think they're going to take my son, but they did. It's like, literally, I guess, he looked and went, oh, yeah, this is the family business. We're in the Air Force, and that's what he does.
That's hilarious.
Wow. That's wow. Well, well, on behalf of everyone here, I thank him for his service.
He loves what he does. So yeah.
May we all be able to say that in life. Amen to that. Hey, we are good to go to audience questions, so I say let's go ahead and roll over into that. And here's one from Javatos. What advice would you give to someone breaking into acting?
Don't carry a gun. It becomes armed robbery at that point. But seriously, never carry a gun to an audition. They don't like that.
Oh, that is true.
That is true.
Have you heard those stories where like actors have literally?
I was auditioning for I think the episode that I did, and a guy brought a gun into the audition. It was a replica, and I was like, "What are you doing?" It was like a 9mm. I'm like, he goes, "I just need something to hold." I'm like, "Grab a stick." Like,
just do this.
Yeah, like use a thing, but like anything. I need something to hold. Oh, do you? So we're gonna point that gun at the casting director. Good luck with the rest of your career. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I hate to be the Olivier. Yeah, I actually have. Yeah, I've been in some balls with guys. I've seen guys carrying in props and stuff. I was like, don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. They want to see you. They don't want to see the prop.
And if you need right, Amanda, like if you need certain things like glasses or a pen or a notepad or something, that's fine. But bring up. No.
Yeah, I would say no guns, no knives, no axes, no swords.
All of the above makes sense.
Yeah, don't bring those to an audition. No, I actually want to hear. I want to hear you guys like a real answer to that question. What advice do you guys give to people trying to? I don't want to say break in because that involves weapons. But what advice do you guys give to young actors?
Keep taking classes. Get together with other actors. Run scenes. When I first started out in Toronto, we had groups where we would meet Monday night and put scenes up on their feet, and everyone would sort of critique and talk about it and talk about, it was just a nice way, to socialize with other actors, to network, to find out what auditions were happening, but also just to keep the wheels greased, I guess, keep the instrument tuned. So just like keep, and taking classes, like,
yeah,
there's always something to learn. Absolutely. And even as you change, as you grow, as you get older, you change. And the way you approach things changes.
Do you still take classes?
Pardon?
Mike and Amanda, you guys still take classes?
I have, yeah.
I was the only time I had time to was actually over the COVID break, and of course, then people were doing online classes and stuff like that, which I think is kind of weird. I mean, even auditioning through Zoom was absurd. Because literally like this, where you're going, how can you tell anything in this ridiculous camera, angle and so on and so forth. I have not taken classes through my adulthood. I'm lacking in that department, but my advice would be for the person first and foremost to be sure that they love to do it. Be sure you're in it for the right reasons, and be sure that you love to do it, because it is not what you think. I know a lot of people who try and get in who never even thought about acting, and then when they're in their early 20s go, yeah, I think I want to be an actor because I used to model, so that's the same thing. And they think it's something that is going to be glamorous, and you have to be prepared for the crappy jobs and the commercial auditions and the real unglamorous stuff too, because a lot of it is unglamorous. So there's going to be a lot of tough times. So be sure that it's what you want to do. Otherwise, it's going to be a difficult and disillusioning experience.
That's very true.
Yeah. No, so Ben, besides no weapons to an audition, you got any other chestnuts to throw out in that?
No, I'm still trying to figure out how to break into acting.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
and it's a legitimate question. It's not. I mean because there's like as Mike says, everything's on Zoom now, so that's changed, right? I don't understand how you can cast particularly if you're casting a major role. I don't understand how you can cast without at least meeting the person in person, right? Yeah. To get a sense of it, and if you're directing, to get a sense of, well, can I work with this person? Because my experience is what you see on a tape or video screen in a Zoom call is not necessarily what you're going to get when you get there on the day. So, and I think it's a legitimate question as things evolve, which is why I'd love to hear Amanda's take on this. I'm trying to break back into acting is literally what I'm doing, right now. And I have a certain amount of experience, but it's a new world, right? So now everything's on Zoom. Do I need to have a studio set up in my house? And it's a.
I know, and actors do, they have really good lighting setups, or they have the ring light, and they have good sound, because that's huge when you're listening to auditions on your computer. If you can't hear what they're saying, it's so frustrating. But I'm such a big fan as a director being in the room with the actors. So this has been super frustrating to have to watch auditions. So as much as I can, I'll assume the callback. So at least that there's some give and take, some feedback, and then see how the actor takes the notes. But
well, from what I've been told is this is going to persist, because a lot of director producers love this, because they don't have to go to rooms at 2 p.m. in traffic in LA or wherever. They can just fast forward through a tape they don't like and see the parts that they want and skip the rest. So that
truth be told, it was happening before COVID as well, right? There were very few shows that actually, Supernatural was one of the rare shows where I actually went every time I directed and got to go in a room and sit with the producer and the actors. But it's
okay.
So the only way of learning. Maybe there's courses on how to audition online.
Yeah. So what's the advice here? Get a good camera, get a better lighting setup. Get
a good microphone. Make sure
that have someone near you that's a really great reader, or a couple of great readers.
Oh my God, good reader. I can't even tell you how many times I've been distracted by a really bad reader. And some people will have a reader come through their computer, if they, and that's okay too, as long as it's a good reader. But a bad reader off camera is so distracting.
I think I worry about when the reader is better than me. No, Like I'll be doing a scene, and if I have my wife read, and my wife's a much better actor than I am, I just go, honey, you're too good. Don't. You're making me look bad. And I know Mike has the same problem. Like if Lex reads with him, it's like
Lex put something down on tape the other day. I'll tell you this story. Lex put something down on tape, and our daughter, our 16-year-old, was reading off camera, reading a teenager off camera for her. And my daughter's not an actor, and she sent the tape into her agent to send to casting, and the agent said, "Who's that person off camera? I think they're awesome, and I want to sign them." And she only had 4 lines, and we were
Wow.
like, "What?
What? No.
I feel yes.
Yeah, I never had that problem with Alan because he sounds like an FBI agent no matter what he's reading.
Well, have him send me a tape because I need to learn to do an FBI agent.
Okay, good.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Jamatos, we hope we've given you some insight. For my own 2 cents, I've said this. You know, it used to be in the old days, you would get together and you give your friends and you put together some black box shows. You take part in the festivals, just do whatever you can to get on stage. Now you have the ability to, on your phone, to make your own stuff, to put your stuff up out there in the world, and to just do it. You have so much more resources to do it yourselves than we did several years ago. So best of luck to you, and may you break all your legs. And what's our next question? From Rosalind. How much of the cafeteria food did you actually eat?
Oh, I ate a lot of blue Jello. I know that. I always had a blue tongue.
Didn't everybody have their own color Jello?
No, it was just had the blue
the blue
one.
was like the big one. Yeah.
I didn't even understand that.
Was that?
I didn't even understand that. What was the?
I didn't understand it either. It was just a thing. Once I grabbed the blue Jello, and then it became this thing. They're like, "Well, do the blue Jello," and then it became this like freaking thing. I got sent boxes of blue Jello.
I think Claudia chose the red Jello on purpose. Like it was literally like no. Actually, I think it was okay. So we were because I had the one cafeteria scene that I did with Vala, and I think she initially reached for the blue Jello, and someone said, "You can't touch the blue Jello. That's for Amanda." And Claudia's like, "Well, you can have the red Jello." Okay.
I remember when we did Ergo. When we do Ergo, we had all those desserts, and I purposely skipped lunch so I could eat some ridiculous amount of pie. I think that I remember that vividly, but other than that, I don't think the food was always good. I'm no complaints.
Yeah, that's good.
But you can't eat 25 Salisbury steaks over the course of an afternoon.
Oh yeah, you can. You don't remember Chris Judge passing out from the donuts at the end of season 9? He really went into anaphylactic shock.
That was a cafeteria. That was just us. That was the Krispy Kreme day, wasn't it?
The Krispy Kreme donuts in the milk. And he literally went into shock and was laying on the floor. I think he could do 25 Salisbury steaks.
Oh yeah.
Oh man! Well, we had another event here just like last week, and he said, "Yeah, I was starting out. I was new, so the older actors told me it's like make sure you get in character, make sure you really eat the food with conviction."
Oh, bastards!
Yeah.
No. Pro tip: if you're breaking into show business, the first time you eat on camera, go full out. Go, in the wide. Eat as much as you can.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Things you don't realize when you're starting out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, indeed.
You're going to be doing this 16 times. What?
Take 26.
Rosalind, thank you. Fun question. What do we have next? Here's one from Bex. Who is the biggest influence in your acting career?
Oh, gosh. Oh. Oh.
I had a grade junior high school drama teacher who rest her soul just passed away a year and a half ago. Sheeta Peterson from Kamloops, who even after I was done at the school, went and saw every play I did. Brought a whole busload of kids to see Hamlet when I did it here. She made sure after even I was done high school, like she hounded me to continue when I was just playing hockey and kind of screwing around doing other things, and she kind of persisted trying to get me a job with a local theater company, all this other stuff. So would have to be her. She was probably the most profound person who guided me and told me to stay on course. So Sheeta Peters, that's mine.
Right on.
David Rosenberg for me. He was a teacher in Toronto. I had only ever done theater, and I got in for some ridiculous reason to his advanced acting class for camera. I don't know, maybe they had a spot open, but I was so not ready for it. And he annihilated me the whole first course. Everything I did was too big. And then I left every night. I left that course like in tears. And then when he came back for the next session, he phoned me and he said, "Why haven't you signed up?" And I was like, "Because you hate me." Why would I? And he said, "No, you got to come back. You got to come back. Like there's something there. You just got to come back." And he just kept pushing me and really taught me a lot about acting for camera because I'd only ever done stage. So he was a huge influence. And I think my second agent, Deb Peck, who was this big agent in Toronto, had a huge influence on what I did and how I did it. Those two.
Nice.
I basically every actor I've ever worked with, who I think is good, I watch and try to absorb and learn from. And it was particularly early on in my career, I would always ask questions. I'd ask questions of whoever it is. I go, so why, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of watching and learning from people. And there's one in particular, a guy named Richard Farnsworth. Farnsworth won a BAFTA. He was in The Straight Story, Comes a Horseman. But he was a stuntman for Gray Fox.
Yeah,
right?
Gray Fox, yeah.
He's the guy that the first time you ever saw the sideways camera, the sideways gun point on camera. I would have a gun, but I'll use these. The sideways gun lift. He was the guy you first saw do that. He did it in the Gray Fox. But he was a stuntman for 40 years. And he was one of the leads on the first series I ever did, which was him, Wilford Brimley, and Louise Fletcher.
Whoa.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Nurse Rack. And so it's like 9 episodes of a CBS show. But Farnsworth, having been a stuntman, his first picture was Cecil B. DeMille's Marco Polo, 1937.
Yeah.
Riding horses and shooting arrows. He worked as a stunt double for Fonda, Cooper, Stewart, all of the greats. And then when he got older, he segued into acting and had a great acting career. Farnsworth was sitting in his chair one day, dozing off on set, right? And I kind of went over and said, "Diamond, you can go to your trailer, man. I don't know why I bothered saying that, but he looked at me and he said, Jimmy Stewart never left the set. If Jimmy Stewart doesn't leave the set, why do I think I should?"
Wow.
And this was the first series I had, and I just went, "Oh, right, this is a job, and I'm not going to learn anything in my trailer." And his old school approach to it, the craftsmanship, all of the small things that he knew that I didn't know, had a massive impact on me to be able to go, right, I need to learn from these people. So, yeah. And it's like when I came on Stargate for the first months, I was just trying to learn how you guys did stuff. Right. Like there's things that I knew, but I was learning from you guys constantly. Oh, okay. This is this, and this is, and these are the routines, and this is this. And it's, to me, that's really important. So, and then,
wow.
I mean,
well, I have to apologize for watching what we were doing. That's
BS.
not a good.
No, that's BS. So, your scripts were notated and marked up from beginning to end. You're one of the hardest working actors I've ever met. Amanda, you may be the most gracious actress I've ever met. One of, if not the most. All you can always learn from people who have. No, seriously. I can't believe at 8 years, Mike is working this hard to make things right. And Amanda would come in and spiel off the stuff, always prepared, always. You were always prepared, and just so gracious with everybody. I mean, if you can't learn from the good people around you, then what's the point? Anyway, it was. I learned from you guys.
It's amazing because when you came in, I think that we were all nervous, like we had something to live up to. The new guy. Yeah, we're super nervous around you. I remember being really nervous around you at first, like oh man. Yeah.
No, that's totally weird. I'm sorry if I'm.
No, not in a bad way. Not that you made me. It was just just wanting to impress or.
Oh no, nice. Trust me, I was way more nervous than you were.
Curious thing about Farnsworth on The Gray Fox. He wasn't cast in that role. That was supposed to be Harry Dean Stanton. And then he was supposed to be Stanton's stunt double. And then Stanton bowed out. And then finally the director said, "Do you want to do it?" And he was like, "I guess so. I've watched actors do it a long time." And that was the funny thing. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he just had that.
He
was in Anne of Green Gables. He played.
He played the young guy in Green Gables.
Matthew.
Yeah.
He was brilliant in everything, and he never left the set. So he knew an old school way of working, and he'd watched Cooper and Fonda and Stewart, and he was a charioteer in Ben-Hur. Mm-hmm. So he'd watched all of the greats for years.
He was just so grounded. He just seemed everything he's in. He just seemed so grounded, solid.
But that was a particular style that he learned from all of those great actors. You know how when you watch Jimmy Stewart, you believe everything he says, right? It's there. And to a certain degree, it's just try to follow the lead goose for a while, and sooner or later maybe you'll be the goose.
And here's one from Sophie and Sadie. If the Stargate were real, where would you go?
P3X789. That was a really fun one.
Yeah.
Heard it here first, folks.
Where would we go?
Like planetary or on the planet? What's that?
Can we have a planet to watch?
Whoa, I've lost my.
I guess you go anywhere on the planet or on another planet.
Planet Capilano Demonstration Forest. Planet.
Planet Richmond Sand Dunes, now condos.
Wish that was still around, man. Oh,
that was fun. God, where would I go? Where would we go? It would be really nice to travel around this planet without having to do security checks and baggage and all of that. It would be so nice not to have to
or be afraid of polar bears.
So take the gate that does the 1979 time travel thing, and back in the day, there was no security checks. You literally walked in, they checked your ticket. Yeah.
Or you could get on the plane and buy a ticket from there. Oh yeah, I'm going to Cleveland. Okay, that'll be $80. Here you go. Thank you. Like the Long Island Railroad.
1999, 2000, I would be able to get to the U.S. through the airport in 45 minutes. I would leave my house. 15-minute drive, get there half an hour beforehand, and get to L.A. After that, forget it. Oh, sorry, you're talking about planet. I digress. I don't know. I don't. It used to be the we used to joke about it being the brief candle planet.
I was going to say that. Not for me so much, but you guys really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. I enjoyed that planet.
Yeah, that was a lot of models on that planet. A lot of models on that planet. I'd go visit the Hawks. I thought they were pretty sweet. I'd go back to see them.
There you go. Sophie and Sadie, thank you. Fun question. What do we have next? And here's one from Hot Tony. What are each of your dream roles?
I've said this before, but I would love to do a stage production of The Lion in Winter and play Eleanor of Aquitaine. Like 20 years from now. Ben, don't tell me you want to play Henry.
Oh God, yes.
Okay, see you in about 10, 15 years. Let's do it.
My woolly sheepdog.
That was just on TV the other day. I was watching the heck out of that.
Oh, was it really? Wow, it's an amazing play.
Oh no, not AMC, silver screen. It was on silver screen. I was like, because that was my first professional play. Was spear carrying in Lion in Winter.
No
But
way.
we
It was my first professional play too. Yeah.
Yeah, I did nothing but watch. That's pretty much it.
Wow, Ben, seriously, Lion in Winter? Dude.
I love Lion in Winter. Oh my God, yes.
It's crazy that all three of us. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I think it'd also be fun to do like something like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Oh yeah, we're getting to that age, right? It's no longer it's no longer Mercutio, it's King Lear.
Right.
I never wanted to play Petruchio. Did you? Yeah, I could. You would kill. You would kill. Petruchio, you would kill it.
You killed Hamlet, man.
I don't even know if you can do Taming of Shrew anymore.
But
I don't know if you can either.
Yeah, it's like Merchant of Venice.
Yeah. Let's let some things simmer off society-wise for a while. Yeah. We'll do Midsummer. It's fun. Parts for everybody. Yeah.
Inclusive.
Yeah. I have to admit. So, all right. So, Lion in Winter and maybe some Shakespeare and Virginia Woolf. All right. These are all excellent choices. Hot Tony, thank you. Very good one. What do we have next? From Joe Junior Reed. If the three of you could write a show for yourselves, what would it be?
You mean for the three of us together?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the three of you write a show for yourselves. Yeah, I'll interpret it like that. If you guys could put your heads together and do a pitch involving all three of you.
Three's Company.
Would have to be this way, right? Three's Company would have to be like this now.
Yeah, would
have the guy, making all that. God, it was on. It's so inappropriate now.
I know. Oh, God.
It's so desperately inappropriate. All the gay jokes and stuff like that. Oh my!
Everything Norman Fell said. Well, if Tinkerbell's not ringing anymore, he's out. Yeah, so it's like
it's problematic.
Yeah. Still not as crazy as the old All in the Families, which I watched a couple of those like several years ago, and I was like, it's like you can't say that now.
Yeah.
But I think a nice fun
time and place, right? It's time and place. It's actually quite an interesting history. And politically to watch older shows and
And theoretically, that's what good television is supposed to be, a reflection of the time at that moment.
Absolutely.
So absolutely. So a modern retake on Three's Company. Okay. I would have put you guys as all retired law enforcement and opening up your own PI firm. One's a police officer, one's former like FBI, another one maybe did CIA work, and just you open up a PI firm and let it fly.
No. All right. Here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
We're doing a series set in the Tower of London,
right?
In like 1605,
nice.
And it's going to be a comedy, and it's like it's going to be a comedy, and Amanda is going to be the queen, and she comes through all the time. I'm going to be the stupid executioner, and Shanks is going to be like the captain of the guard, and we're going to bring through like prisoners.
You want to be a prisoner?
Yeah. Come on, let me go.
Yes. Oh, he's at it again. He's at it again. I can't believe this. Excuse me, miss.
63 episodes of
Oh,
this.
sorry.
Come on.
Oh man.
Sorry, Malige, he's at it again.
All right, here's the thing.
What he said.
Here's the thing. You never see Michael's face. You only see his like legs dangling. You know, it's like you can see his arms in them. You never actually see his like. Can I come down at least? It's my birthday. That means you let me down for the day, right?
I like this show already.
I'm liking it. Tapping.
Got legs.
Hello, whoa, yes, Mr. Shanks, still hanging again. Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody, let's start. We'll fire up the Kickstarter immediately after this to shoot this proof of concept, and we'll be good to go.
Tower. It's called the Tower.
The
It's
Tower.
a comedy.
Tower.
It's the Tower. It's a
Tower.
comedy.
A historical comedy.
Absolutely, I'm down with that.
Gentlemen and lady, this has been an absolute delight. Any final words for our audience before we take our leave?
I had a question for you two. The Brad Wright's idea about the AI writing the Stargate script and getting the cast together to read it. I thought that was brilliant. Like getting the AI to watch like every episode of Stargate, all its iterations, and then the AI would write a script and then we would read it.
I'm really curious as to what it's going to come up with. I'm really curious as to how it dies.
How many times?
And Ben's gonna get the crap kicked out of him because you're in it. So therefore, and
If I'm in it,
and we have to, and you're gonna have to kiss somebody, Amanda. So yeah, pick one.
More than people.
Michael, Ben, Amanda, this has been an absolute delight. Thank you for joining us on the GalaxyCon virtual stage. Thank you to our audience for joining us today, and thank you for all your great questions. Hope to see you all again soon. Until then, bye-bye, everyone. Take care, and remember, smiles are free, so spend them often.